Hey guys, it's Super Robot Tyson from River City Retro and the Two Crude Dudes podcast. And I am pissed off because I'm playing Rallycross. And Rallycross is one of my favorite games of all time, one of my favorite PS1 games. And the reason why I'm pissed off is this is the second PS1 game I ever bought. And what makes me mad is that record right there drives me crazy. My good buddy Sandy has got the course record and the lap record for the islands in Rallycross. And you know, the bugger even married my wife's cousin, so now I'm related to this guy, and like I'm always worried at family functions, like I'll see him at Christmas time and he'll be like, I still got the record for Rallycross, but fuck, I mean not exactly, but you know what I'm saying. Anyways, Rallycross is near and dear to my heart, because like I said, it was the second PlayStation game I ever bought. When I got my PS1, I was pretty stoked, and what sold me on the PS1 really was Final Fantasy VII. I didn't buy it, and I didn't have a 64, a Saturn. I went basically from Genesis and then didn't get another console until this one. And I was working at Walmart at the time, and they had a staff appreciation night where, like, if you came after hours, you could get 25% off one particular system or big ticket item, whatever. And I saved up my pennies, and I went and I bought myself a PS1 and Final Fantasy VII. And then I called in sick to work for like 2 days, I think, and just played Final Fantasy VII non-stop, like in the dark with my door closed in my room until like my eyes fucking bled. But I'm sure there's lots of people out there that did that with Final Fantasy VII. Yeah, didn't get the lap record there, so fucking Sandy. Anyways, after Final Fantasy VII kind of ran its course, I mean, which it never really has, I still play that game. I took some extra cash and I went down to Microplay. Nailed that jump. And went down to Microplay and decided I wanted to pick up a racing game, a fighting game, and then maybe something scary, like horror-orientated. So I asked the clerk, and he suggested, well, you know, try Rallycross out. And I had played a demo of it, because I think a demo came with my PS1 on one of those multiple demo discs. And Tekken 2 was on that disc, so I was already kind of leaning towards Tekken 2. And Rallycross I had tried and I had liked, so he popped those two in and I was sold pretty quickly. Actually, I think the conversation kind of went like this. I'm like, I want to get a fighting game, I really like Tekken 2. And he was like, why don't you buy Tekken 2? So I did. Same thing with Rallycross. I told him I liked racing games, I liked this demo, and he just said, go ahead and buy it. So I think I found it used, and it was like $40 used, and I thought that was the greatest deal ever. And the third game I bought was Nightmare Creatures, because he had suggested Resident Evil, but I tried the controls on Resident Evil, and the whole walking like a tank thing just seemed really dumb. So I went with Nightmare Creatures, and I don't know, I don't regret it. But Rallycross, I played this non-stop, and me and especially my friend Sandy would get together, get just absolutely stinking drunk, and play it. And we unlocked all of the vehicles and all of the courses, and Rallycross is pretty challenging. And you know, we would do the versus races where you're going like suicide head to head, where one guy's racing one direction, one guy's racing the other, and we try and smash into each other. Also too, there are cheats for the game where you can put in, like, if you put your name in, I think as float, it gives your vehicle half the gravity, and then we would just take turns trying to drive up the sides of the course to see how far we could launch our vehicles into the air. So when we weren't trying to beat each other's records, we were just fucking around non-stop and enjoying the game. I loved Rallycross because the vehicles had a lot of weight, and it was one of the first racing games I had played that, like, the cars just felt heavy. When you splashed into that mud, or when you went through a river, or when you flipped on your back, like I did right there, the cars felt heavy, and they just had really good, I wouldn't say handling, but they just had that feel. The other thing that was realistic about it too was I like that you could see through the windshield of the car, and it was really cool. It kind of made it more realistic for me that I could actually see the road by looking through the back of that windshield. But anyways, Rallycross, I love you. I'm going to have to spend some time beating that record. It drives me nuts. Check out the blog, rivercityretro.blogspot.ca. And check out twocrudedudes.podbean.com.